Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Spoon. We are really going to be cooking with a spoon today. This is my first freestanding episode. You guys have been really liking the cooking videos, and so I'm excited. I am by no means like a chef I just am a home cook, and I'm a lazy home cook. So for those of you who don't know, Cooking with Spoon was given to me, the name was given to me by my sister and my husband because I do everything with a spoon. I don't know what it is. I was peeling ginger with the spoon and my sister needed it chopped up, and so I started chopping it up with the spoon, and she's like, what the heck are you doing? And so that's how Cooking with Spoon was born. It's a little chaotic, it's a little messy. I'm always measuring with my heart, but it's always a lot of fun. Today we're gonna be making chicken adobo. It's kind of a hybrid recipe between one that we found and then a recipe that my grandma used to make. I can't even come close to what my grandma used to make because she would cook things all day long and always make it with love, and so it was always really tasty. But this is a very easy recipe and it tastes really good. So we have 1.5 pounds-ish of chicken thighs. We trimmed off the chub. There's no bone, there's no skin. You could use bone and skin, I guess, if you wanted to, but we don't because I don't like meat on the bone. We're also going to be using light soy sauce. We are going to be using brown sugar, bay leaves, vinegar, pepper, and chicken broth, and some garlic and ginger. Just a few little notes. If you're familiar with adobo, you're probably going to be wondering, hey, why aren't you using, whole peppercorn and all of these different things? Like I said, this is kind of like a hybrid recipe that we've made, so it's not 100% technically right. Like, you should be using the peppercorns and things like that, but we don't like biting on peppercorns, and so that's why we've morphed into just using ground pepper, and there's just like little tweaks that we've made. So if that sounds good, follow along. Okay, so to get started, we're actually measuring some things because this isn't one that I technically want to wing, because if I put too much shoyu, it's going to be salty. If I put too much, the ratio needs to be there slightly. There's a little leeway for measuring with your heart, but this isn't it. So I'm putting 1/4 cup of this low sodium shoyu. Zach likes Kikkoman. I personally like Aloha. I think it's less salty, and so if you're sensitive to salt, Kikkoman is, in my opinion, saltier tasting. If you wanted to cut this recipe to not make it as salty, you could maybe, instead of putting all of the chicken broth that we're going to be putting, which is 1/2 can, maybe you could put 1/4 can and then dilute it with some water to help kind of like mellow it out. But I think this tastes really good, so we're going to keep the ratios. So 1/4 cup of light shoyu. Technically, I don't ever use light shoyu unless I am making this recipe. Otherwise, we're just using the regular shoyu. So 1/4 cup of that, and we're just pouring it all straight into this container or this pot. We're not using a bowl or anything like that because we don't want to dirty any more dishes than we have to. So 1/4 cup. Oh my God, I can't open this. There we go. And then 1/4 cup of vinegar, and it's just the regular old distilled vinegar. Okay. Get these out of the way, and I think that's all I'm using this measuring cup for, so I'm gonna put that in the sink. When it comes to the brown sugar, Zach has written here that he puts 1/2 teaspoon. We're gonna measure with what my heart thinks is 1/2 teaspoon, but if you like to measure things and you want to be precise, then definitely put the 1/2 teaspoon. So put in that. Boop. And then next up, we're putting garlic. If you're using regular garlic, like actual garlic, I would say about 5 cloves or so, but I'm using, again, this crushed garlic that I get from H Mart. Oh my God, we did it again. This is the sealed container. Hold on, I need to grab the open container that we have. Okay, we have the open container. And so Again, I don't think you can ever put too much garlic, so I'm putting a nice big heaping spoon and then maybe some more for good luck. Now that we have that, we're gonna move on to our ginger. I like peeling ginger with a spoon. I think it works it's super easy. When it comes to the ginger, I would say these are little pieces, 2 little baby thumbs, or maybe like a nice sized thumb. Ginger is another thing that I think the more the merrier. It always adds like a really nice flavor. But to peel the ginger with the spoon, I just hold it down and peel it. It's super easy. You could use a peeler. I'm always afraid I'm gonna take off my finger with the peeler when I'm working with such like a small piece of ginger. So that's why I like to use my spoon, because it's not dangerous. Okay, and then let's do this one. My mom always scolds me when I'm peeling, like if I'm peeling potatoes and things, because I'll leave like little bits of the potato skin on there. And so if you zoom in, you might see like little bits of the skin. It's not gonna hurt nobody. But she said my grandma would not approve. She would like not accept my potatoes if I turn it in like that. But I don't know. I think it's fine. It still tastes good. So we're almost there. And again, I'm using a napkin because it's easy cleanup. And it's not like gross stuff. It's not like I'm cutting chicken or something with ickies on it. It's just ginger. And then I can just wrap this up and throw it away. So we have the bits. You could use a knife. I'm gonna use my spoon, and I'm just going to break this up into smaller pieces. And that way, you can get all the flavor in there, you know? You don't want it to be confused with the chicken though, because we are gonna shred the chicken a bit once we get it cooked. So, you guys are probably like, oh my God, she's like rolling it in the, in the ginger peel. It's fine, don't worry. Okay. Got it. Next up, I think we're done with the spoon. We're gonna do, hold on, my fingers feel a little gingery. Next up, we're adding our bay leaves. We put about 3 of the bay leaves. Oop. I don't know why the bay leaves, why are they whole bay leaves but a sprinkle top? Riddle me that. Makes no sense. 1, 2, 3. Next up, we're putting the ground pepper. Again, you could use the peppercorns if you want. I don't like that. I don't like biting into peppercorns. You want to put a pretty decent amount of pepper though. I would say, I don't know, 20, 25 grinds. That's probably more than 20 grinds actually. But you want a good amount. So we have that. I think that's, nope, that's not it. We need our chicken broth. Half a can of chicken broth. And again, this is something, I'm just gonna eyeball it. You can put more or less. It just depends on how brothy you want your end result to be. I like to have a little bit of broth at the end of this cook because I like to put it on my rice for seasoning. So I would say I have a little bit more to pour. That looks about half a can. All right, so now that we have all of that, I'm just gonna give it a little stir. And so it's all in here. Technically, you could marinate this. So say it was a little earlier in the afternoon and you just wanted to get this prepped. So when it's dinner time and it's kind of chaotic, you could just plop it on the stove. That's how the recipe originally reads, is to marinate it between like 1 and 3 hours. I don't do that. I think it turns out fine without marinating it, because we shred the chicken before it's completely done. So if you're not gonna shred the chicken, then yeah, I would marinate it, because then it's gonna get through, you know, all of the chicken. It's gonna all taste good. But because we shred it right before it's done, I feel like the seasoning gets all over. So that's how we bypass the marinating. And then this becomes a very quick and easy recipe. So now that I have all of this in the pot, we are going to put this on the stove. We're going to bring it to a simmer, and we're going to simmer it covered for 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, I'm going to check in with you guys and show you what you do for the final 15 minutes or so. So it's been 30 minutes. We're going to uncover and we're going to shred the chicken. And I guess this is optional, but I think it makes it taste better. Because like I said, we don't marinate it. If we were to marinate it, then sure, I guess you wouldn't have to do this. But I feel like every piece just gets more yummy. And I'm not shredding it like, I don't know, let me show you. Okay, so I am just breaking them up into pieces, and it's not super small pieces. Like, I'm not super shredding this. It's just so each piece can get a little more flavorful. And I feel like, there we go. After you get this done, we're going to leave it uncovered, and Zach just cranked up the heat, so you're gonna see it start to boil a bit more now. We're leaving the lid off because we want some of this to boil down. About 15 minutes, but use your judgment. If you're running out of liquid and you want liquid, then stop, because you can tell the chicken's it's already cooked. Technically, I guess I could stop now, but we're not going to stop now. We're gonna keep going. So, rice is done. It sings a really long song. So, yeah, we're just gonna let that boil down. For our vegetable, we're doing canned corn, because that just goes beautifully with this, I think. And that's it. I'll check in with you guys once I get this plated. So that is it, you guys. Dinner is served. We have the chicken adobo, we have our corn and rice. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, let me know. If you guys want to continue seeing recipes, I'd be more than happy to make them. I'll run out eventually, because I rotate through a very small handful of recipes, but I'd love to share them with you. So thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.